I'm going to try, and it is try. This is the 6th video I've tried to do this on. Double-ended Euro. It's a Yale. I'm going to rekey it. That's the key that was. It's a bit in fairly flat as it goes. So we've decided to upgrade it a bit, do a bit better bitting. It's not brilliant, but it's, Yale don't do a massive up down set of keys. So these are keys I had lying around spare. Okay, so you know they fit. That's just the actuator, split actuator. It has to go in the back of one of the cylinders. So basically, if you your key was jamming, sticking, chances are, especially the old brass keys, these would have worn down. Unfortunately, I haven't got a key here that's got that with me. It's in another room. So what I've done, I've took it all apart. And basically, that's just take all the circlips off, both of them. And for that, I used a disassembly kit. This one's made by HUK Lockpick. And the wicked looking knife thing that is really sharp and does stab you. That comes in there, along with 3 followers, 1 hollow, 1 normal, 1 small. You get a pinning shoe and 2 core holders, one for a small core and the one I'm using there for the large core. I'm using pins from a pinning kit that I got from South Coast Lockbits off eBay, so thank you to Matt and Tom for that. And I've also got extra springs because I do have a habit of pranging the springs around and breaking them, and they're over there somewhere. Also from South Coast Lockbits was the tip that's designed to go in a Stanley knife, and that's for getting the circlips off as well. Followers, I've got a fairly decent collection of followers. 3D printed ones, piece of dowel, even an old thumb turn, which is slightly hollow, so if the pins go in, tip them up and they come back out. Tweezers, a set of sparrows, stainless non-magnetic, standard, flat-ended. The sparrows ones are formed. I've got some, I think these are Suba, but I wouldn't swear to it. Slightly formed, but they're very, very stiff. Excellent for small pins. What's the lock I had earlier? A Mila. That had got small pins, so that's what I was using. Just in case, core shims. I think these were from either Sparrows or South Coast Lockbits. Segmented followers, these come in the kit over there. I do have a second set of these which are wooden and they're magnetic, which I would much prefer to use. However, on this Euro they're just a tad too big, don't quite fit in, which is a shame because that would be a lot easier, save me a lot of grief. I'm also using 3D printed pinning shoes. Now for the 3D stuff, if you've got a 3D printer, great. If you haven't, go on Thingiverse. You can get the files. If you know someone who's got a 3D printer, they can print them off for you. These followers have a groove in them, so it sits on a, I think this was an old hairpin, and that just sits you will see me use these shortly. So what I'm going to do to save trashing more springs, as I pin this up, I'm going to use the springs, the pinning shoe. So with this exact follower, it doesn't actually matter which end I put in. Sorry, I'm fighting with the light myself at the moment, so you have to bear with me. Take that out. Should be able to. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn this without trashing more springs. No. Okay, fuck you. I did say to myself I wasn't going to swear on this video. This has just drove me up the wall trying to make this. The light's so poor because I've got strip lights in my kitchen, and they flicker on the video. That drives me up the wall. And I can't see obviously what you're seeing, so please do bear with me. I wanted to try and turn the follower so I could use the formed end. It's not going to happen, so and the first video I did was a follow along, and it turned into an absolute nightmare. I ended up just saying sod it, pull the core out, drop everything, sit on your hands and knees looking for pins on the carpet. Oh, piss off. This is so much easier when you've actually got a decent amount of light to play with. You can actually see exactly where you are and what you're doing. Not that you can't tell I'm losing my rag. And again, with Yale, you always get the steel pin at the front, which is the anti-drill pin, which is going to go flying again. Okay, this is where you start using your segments. You put it in where the cam is. I think it's in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really need to invest in some of them tweezers with the thing on the top. You just push down and it puts a pin in. I don't know what you can see or can't see, but I'm trying to catch the light so I can. Obviously I can't see what the iPad's seeing. How many is that? That's 3, isn't it? I did this earlier, put 5 pins in, went to pull back to put the next segment in and realised that all the pins behind it had shot out. Swore a great deal at that. Tramping around the kitchen looking for pins. Found lots of cat food. And we're going to put the third and last segment follower in. And again, all I'm doing is using the 3D printed follower just to portion maintain the Okay, so what we've got is the 3 segmented followers are in this side, the 3D printed follower is in this side, both sets of pins are in. For my sanity's sake, I'll put a pinning shoe in there. And the idea of a pinning shoe, if you've not seen one before, it's holding all the pins. Holding the springs. And obviously the other end is completely blocked because it's got the segmented follower in it. Which is going to be the easiest end to do this with. So we take our core. Now please bear in mind this is upside down. By that I mean the bottom has got the groove in, which sits there like so. So if I push that in, you can see part of the actuator and then where the circlip goes. So I'm going to push that back out, being very careful now. Take our other side, and again, when you put this into the Bible, be aware of these cutouts. Pins will spring up in there. Be warned that they will spring up into here as well. So when you put it in, you want to put it in on an angle so the pins are coming up either here, whichever side you want, or this side here. Don't put them in so that they're coming straight down into the chambers, because the first pin will drop in there and that's where it stays stuck. You're going to start all over again. If you're going to put it in there, make sure you've got the key in so the pins all line up at the top, so there's nothing for it to drop into. Personally, I prefer to put it in upside down. Pull that out. And you can see the first follower has come out the back. Take that out. You can just see, let me pick, just see pin 6 popping up there. And we'll just push that down. And now you'll hear the pins starting to hit up here. So we'll take another pinning shoe. We can either use this one, just make sure that doesn't fall out. What we're going to end up doing now is we push the pinning shoe in, we're going to be pushing the segmented followers through. So it's 2 and 3, and the shoe is all the way through. What we want to do now is just turn the actuator so it will line up. Pull that one back out a touch. These are upside down, so what I'm trying to do is get the actuator lined up with the holes in the cam. There we go. Take that one out. Take that one out. So they're both locked in place upside down. And if you put the key in, don't just pull it out because you'll pull a core out. How do you know? I wonder. No. We've got the core in place. The cam in place. Bollocks. Dickweed. And there we have rekeyed, yeah, with the cam in the right place. All that left to do is put the circlips back on, which should just be a case of put it round, and then it's going to be get a pair of pliers. He says. They just need to lock in properly. And then put the key in. Give it a tug, nothing comes out. Good. Put the key in. Try the other key then. This is the one I said I should have filed. It does turn, it's just not very good. What I will do is file that, take it apart again, and I'll file that down. It should work smooth like that. Just a touch out. There you have it. The complete and utter bastard Yale. Rekeyed from that to that. This is a Yale Double Ended Euro with all the springs dropping out. And using a segmented follower is exactly the same as using a normal follower, and I think I'll just put that in chamber 5. Yep. Which means I've just knackered the spring on chamber 6 again. Yep. Poor fucking snake. That's those. You're a naughty. You didn't need to do that. Don't be a cunt. And you made me fucking swear. Do you know what? Shove this fucking video up your... And just like you would when you're doing it with a normal follower, you just push it through from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only difference is, you little shit, with a segmented follower, you've got to bear in mind that doesn't happen. Basically, I've pushed it too far through. Try and do this without trapping the spring. I've already trashed a few springs today. Looks like I've trashed another one. So I guess we'll be starting this video again. Only for the fucking 5th time.